The most unusual part of today for me was the drive-in from the Lincoln Tunnel from 30th Street down to Greenwich in the darkness and no stoplights. The only lights you saw in New York that I saw were the flashing lights of the New York City Police Department, but other than that, it was very dark, very unusual.
We're here earlier than the open. Jen got in probably around 7 and I got in about 7:45.
And how'd you get to work?
I drove in this morning.
From where?
Staten Island.
I could not work from home. The rules of the New York Stock Exchange provide that I am a member. I need to be here to use this to provide access to my customers in parity. Yes, you can enter orders directly from off-site, and yes, we are a market maker in bulletin board and pink sheet stocks, actually from the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. We're the only firm that does that, and we can do it from off-site, but we prefer to be here if we can, and that's what we tried to do.
In terms of the exchange functioning, I think that we are functioning the best that we can. Certainly internally, we're 100%. It's the external factors that are causing the problems for us here. You know, the flooding in the Horizon facility, I believe, and a few other things. But internally, we're fine. All of our internal systems work very well.
The market itself opened on the plus side because of the futures and the buying power from Europe, in my opinion. I think that faded as the market and gave up, and we're kind of fluctuating. It happens to be the last day of the year. Yes, the year. I know it's October 31st, but it's the last day of the year for many mutual fund companies in the United States. They actually close their books, which is another motivation for us to be open today. So that you'll see taking effect as we speak right now, as a matter of fact, adding to the volume. But the rest of the day itself was pretty much standard fare.
9/11 was more emotional than this, for me, anyway. I mean, I personally did not have any tragedy surrounding this storm, thankfully. But, you know, I think there was sort of a different feel to 9/11.
The only similarity may have been the travel in after 9/11. It was a little unnerving, but still not the same. The boat, I was on the first boat coming into New York City after 9/11, coming in from New Jersey, and it was an entirely different experience. This is not, you can't equate the two at all, in my opinion.
I just think that the city's done a great job, the exchange has done a great job, and everyone has worked very hard to make sure that the markets are open, and that's a good thing.
Honored and proud to be here on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange and being part of history.
That's the closing bell?
That is the closing bell.
All right. And you think the exchange handled things well in terms of, when it chose to reopen?
Absolutely. It was flawless. Some of our competitors had a little bit of an issue, but they handled their issue well. They were smart enough to say, you know what, we can't take your order flow today. We want you to come back tomorrow, so go to somebody else, and that's a very smart decision in this business.